Perfect. Okay. ICAI acknowledges that we live, work, and make art on the Treaty 6, 7, and 8 territories of the many Indigenous and Métis nations in Alberta, as well as all the other Indigenous community members who live within these territories. We We respect the land we live on, and we also acknowledge there is unresolved history in these treaties. We publicly commit to advancing reconciliation and make intentional efforts towards ending systemic racism through our work in the community as we continue to celebrate and protect the diverse cultures, languages, traditions, and history that existed here before us. And I also would like to acknowledge that I am joining from the Treaty 7 region here from Calgary, Mohkinstsis. All right. Before we dive into the information session, just a few housekeeping. Kindly put your first name if you or your preferred name if you haven't already done that, so that we can with your address you with your correct name. Please stay on mute when you're not talking or asking questions. And if you need to ask questions, unmute and speak or use raise hand function. Put your or you can put your question in the chat. I'll go through the chat at the end and we'll get back with your questions. And feel free to go camera off or take break in between. Just reminding again that the session is being recorded. Please respect your fellow attendees. Also, keep your questions for the end if that can be done. If not, please put it in the chat. We will answer all your questions at the end. So NAPP is organized and hosted by ICAI, and a big shout out to all our funders and supporters, especially Calgary Arts Development, Edmonton Arts Council, Canada Council, Alberta Foundation for the Arts, Arts Commons, Canadian Heritage, Rose Foundation, and RBC. Just a brief intro about us for those who do not know about ICAI. So the Immigrant Council for Arts Innovation, or ICAI, is an arts council that is based in Alberta. The council was founded in January 2019 with an expressed purpose of connecting immigrant and newcomer artists to the artists, arts administrators, and culture workers to the existing arts community here. ICAI actively encourages diversity of expression and culture through the creation of a safe and welcoming community where immigrant and newcomer art workers feel confident to share their work and distinct cultural identities. Our vision is to transform the arts community through opportunities that are designed for immigrant arts and culture workers. Our mission is to connect, empower, and advocate for immigrant and newcomer arts and culture workers. And our values are that we work for equity, diversity, and inclusion. And what drives us is creativity, passion, kindness, and inspiration. And through relationship, we'll build the community. So, what do? We provide specialized information and resources for newcomer and immigrant arts and culture workers through the programming that we have. We create free, inclusive, and tailored programs and networking opportunities. We provide support and mentorship for artistic growth and professional development. We advocate for immigrant art and culture workers to have safe spaces and opportunities by educating the arts community on how to make their spaces inclusive for newcomer arts workers. Now, I'm just sticking to most of it, like what is on the screen, because I go talking a lot. So I want to save a lot of time to address questions. So I'll stick to my slides, or at least I'll try my best to stick to the slides. So we have many programs, mentorship programs, which includes our longer duration program, NAPP, or the Newcomer Arts Professional Program. We'll be talking in detail about this program and the application shortly. And we also have our Anytime Accessible Mentors in Residence, or MIR program. To access our Mentors in Residence program, you can check our website on www.icai.online.org. Um, and feel free to fill our MIR form to meet the mentor of your choice from our current list of mentors and residents. We also have Artist of the Month. It's more like an Sorry, I just got a notification here. Okay. Um, we then have Artist of the Month program. It's more like an award or recognition given to an artist that has already worked with us in some capacity. It is so that we can celebrate their work and celebrate them, and they get our community's attention. We then have certain number of partnered exhibitions and performances each year. There are also workshops or information sessions where you can learn topics relevant to arts and potentially take your arts career to the next level. Then we have the networking events, which are intended to building connections, meeting stakeholders, and increasing your network. There are also Yeah, to learn more about our other programs and what we can do for you and vice versa, attend our online membership orientation session. Our next membership orientation session is, I believe, on May 7th. Now, diving into today's main focus, NAPP, the Newcomer Arts Professional Program, or NAPP. I'll be addressing it as NAPP throughout the session. The NAPP is a dedicated professional development initiative which is tailored to empower and support newcomer arts professional and culture workers. Now that includes all kind of artists, arts managers, event managers, culture connectors, and others. And NAPP serves as a pivotal platform fostering connections and resource access, educational enrichment, and professional establishment with the Canadian arts landscape. The application that we currently called for is for the fourth cohort of this program. As of now, NAPP is available only for the arts professionals and cultural workers living in and around the Greater Calgary and the Greater Edmonton areas only. Some of you might know that NAPP was previously called IAMP, or Immigrant Arts Mentorship Program, during our first two cohorts. Okay, here is some more details about NAPP. So NAPP participants are paired with experienced mentors for providing personalized one-on-one mentorship. And the participants will be engaged in professional development sessions led by esteemed Canadian arts professionals, and they will also undergo comprehensive training programs and gain experience and exposure to the Canadian arts sector. And like I said earlier, we have cohorts in Calgary and Edmonton now. NAPP is dedicated to amplifying newcomers' visibility in the arts and community-focused sectors. NAPP is, of course, more than a program. It's a gateway to essential information, abundant networking opportunities, career guidance, motivation, and more. NAPP opens doors to a world of possibilities for successful participants. Beyond earning a certificate, participants gain immediate exhibition opportunities, access to paid professional engagements, and a commitment to ongoing professional development. And NAPP serves as your catalyst for a thriving career in the vibrant Canadian arts landscape. Now, let me tell you what ICAI wants to give you through NAPP, or basically goals of NAPP. ICAI wants to extend vital support by providing reliable information, deliberate networking opportunities, sector-specific insights. We want to give the newcomer arts and culture professionals practical Canadian arts experience through personalized one-on-one mentorship and career coaching. We want you to develop an understanding of the value of community engagement in the artist or arts manager's practice, and to build confidence in the participants to pursue their artistic practice in Canadian context. We also want to give mentors an opportunity to pass on their knowledge, employment skills, and create more opportunities. We want you to engage in professional development sessions facilitated by esteemed Canadian arts professionals. Trust me, you'll learn a lot in those sessions. We want you to undergo comprehensive training programs and get an exposure to the Canadian arts industry. We want to give the participants paid opportunity to gain Canadian experience and comprehensive guidance, essential information for the successful establishment of careers in Canada. Um, we want to create an empathetic arts community in Alberta that understands and appreciates art from other parts of the world. Now, who are involved in NAPP? I already mentioned that ICAI is the organizer and the host for this program. And I also introduced two our amazing funders. From what we know, there are only one or two programs like NAPP in the entire North America that do not really similar. So now the participants of this program or the mentees who get selected into NAPP are professional artists and or arts managers and our community or cultural leaders who are newcomers and have lived in Canada for less than 7 years in total during the application period and are really passionate about arts. And mentors that are matched in the program with the participants are also like professional artists or arts managers or community and cultural leaders who are Canadian citizens or newcomers or immigrants and have lived in Canada for more than 2 years. They have strong presence in arts community here and established themselves in this field. And of course, there are other stakeholders like facilitators that come for professional development sessions, partners that engage participants at a later stage, other supporters, and there are a lot of others as well. Now, coming to the most asked question, what is the eligibility to apply for NAPP? It's really not much, though it might look a lot listed there on the screen. The applicant must be 18 plus years of age while applying, and they must have less than 7 years of total stay in Canada while applying. The applicant must not be a student currently pursuing a degree program in any of the Canadian educational institution. That is, they should not be a full-time student or they should not be here in Canada on a student permit. Professional arts degree is not a requirement for the program, but the applicant must have history working in art or as an arts professional from their home country or must have proof that they have passion in arts. The applicant must be an ICAI member. You can become a member anytime. Our membership is absolutely free. The participants in the program must be able to make it to the physical event or sessions that we have in Calgary or Edmonton based on the city you are applying for. Time commitment and dates will be shared well in advance, and that's why we ask for that commitment. So these are the only requirements. But when I say that the applicant must be an experienced artist or arts administrator or culture worker from their home country, I want to clarify the definition of these. It's listed there. An artist is a person engaged in an activity related to creating an art, practicing the arts, or demonstrating an art, like a painter or sculptor or dancer or actor, similar roles. Arts administrator is is a professional who manages the business needs of an arts organization. They are responsible for facilitating the programming, planning, and delivery of events in the art sector. They work with artists and organizations to organize and design events such as music festivals, concert, or art exhibitions, or programs like this. So they could be like stage managers, event planners, curators, and others that are working like me. And culture workers. When we talk about culture workers, they are individuals who work in creative or production or technical and management occupations in the areas of broadcasting or film and video or sound recording, performing arts, publishing, printing, libraries, archives, heritage, architecture, and design. So this definition is for you to get an understanding who we mean by artist or arts administrator or culture workers, because I understand the definition of these could be different in different parts of the world. Oops, sorry. Now coming into the structure of NAPP, um, I'll define it for participants and the mentors. Selection process for the participants. So when you apply, the application is juried by a jury panel, and then the shortlisted participants are interviewed, and that's how we select the 20 mentees into the program. Okay. And the program duration is between September 2025 and May 2026. September and May is like for orientation and celebration, but the actual program runs between October to April with a break in December. Okay, I'll go through the exact plan towards the end. So what is the time investment for a participant or a mentee in the program? There will be 1.5 hours of biweekly facilitated professional development session or PD sessions. That's for 6 months, like I said, from October 2025 to April 2026. December is a holiday season, so there's a break. And you're expected to complete 24 hours, minimum 24 hours of total one-on-one mentoring with the mentor. That is on an average 4 hours per month for 6 months. That is October to December. But of course, you can distribute it in between. If you want to meet your mentor in December, that's totally on you. But on an average, 24 hours. There will be 1 hour of one-on-one professional coaching by it's by the executive director of ICAI for the selected participants. There'll be 1 hour of participant orientation, which is in September. There will be check-in, 1 hour of it could be split into two or like three or just one. Approximately 1 hour check-in meeting with programs coordinator. And there will be 1 hour of rundown of the final event. So before the final event, there is 1 hour of final rundown of what is happening and to let you know what happens after NAPP. 3 hours in total for the physical presence for the networking event, and there will be video recording that is part of your project. So that will be given to you as a gift to take or as part of your portfolio. You can use that video recording. It'll be professional video recording. And there are 4 hours of physical presence needed for 2 final events. So at the end, there will be a celebration event and there will be a career connection event. So your presence is required for that as well. So these are the total time invested. So on an average for your work with mentor in the program, for anything additional, I would say like an average of 8 hours per month for 6 months is what a mentee would be investing on an average. And of course, there is a payment of $1,000 when you complete the program with all the specifications. For mentors are selected into the program based on what mentee is getting selected and what the selected participant or the mentee's goals are. Depending on the goals, we match that mentee with a mentor. Okay. Again, time duration for mentor is the same, but again, their orientation and for the final events in May, they are there, but their program core Support from the mentors is expected from October to April 2026. Again, their time commitment is minimum of 24 hours total one-on-one mentoring with the participant, 4 hours per month, that is with their paired mentee, 1 hour of checking in with, and we'll have a check-in meeting sometime in February. 1 hour of mentor orientation, 2 hours of physical presence for the networking events, and 4 hours of physical presence for the two final events at the end. Of course, they will also be remunerated or they'll be given an honorarium of $1,000. Excuse me. Now, NAPP outcome for the participants. I'll stick to the slide because there are like quite a few outcomes. Participants will have learned about Canadian cultural context. They will get an understanding of sector stakeholders and employers. Participants will gain knowledge on grants from major funding organizations in Calgary, Edmonton cities, Alberta as a province, and Canada as a whole country. Participants will gain understanding of taxes, bookkeeping, and standard accounting practice for artists and arts workers in Canada. Participants will understand how to prepare a resume, bio, artist, or exhibition statements in Canada and get opportunity to develop networking, job search, branding, and entrepreneurial and social media skills. Participants will have clear understanding about contracts, artist fees, and honorariums, and will learn about arts advocacy, public arts, and community engagement. So these are a lot of topics. Participants will gain idea about branding and entrepreneurship in arts. And like highlighted previously, participants would get guidance from an established mentor throughout the program with additional professional development sessions, and there will be unconditional guidance and support from the mentor during times of change and transition. Excuse me. Participants will also be able to expand their professional network through their mentor and facilitators. Upon completion, participants will have practical work experience in the arts through ICAI's programs and partners. Participants will be paid an honorarium of 1,000 Canadian dollars upon completion of all aspects of the program. Participants can build lasting relationships and expansion of professional networks and will get a one-on-one with a grant specialist to review and guide your CADA grant application for the first application after NAPP. By the way, CADA is Calgary Arts Development. We are hoping for similar support from Edmonton Arts Council too. There will be access to further professional development through the RBC Emerging Artist Program, and participants will also have free of cost admission into Rose Arts Foundation's arts administration courses starting from RAFT. There will be one-on-one career coaching session given to each participant by the executive director of ICAI. There will be certificate of completion given at the end of the program, and participant will get exposure to the Alberta arts community and more. There are potential opportunity to collaborate with peers and other newcomer creatives, and a lot of networking opportunities. And ICAI will be happy to provide you with support letters for grants and awards. Okay, if there are any mentors here, benefits for the mentors. Mentorship provides an opportunity to enhance your leadership skills. Providing mentorship can result in the acquisition of greater career networks. Mentorship can be fulfilling as it brings satisfaction for being able to be assistance to others. Mentorship offers an opportunity to enhance your personal brand. Providing mentorship can result in personal career growth as it offers the mentor an opportunity to reflect upon their own journey through professional experiences. Mentorship presents an opportunity to meet people from different backgrounds, thereby possibly developing lifelong friendships. Now, our expectations from the participants. So if you become a mentee in the program, there will be a meeting tracker to record your meeting updates with the mentor. So participants must submit the signed participant mentee-mentor meeting tracker to the NAPP coordinator monthly. This is required by certain program funders and helps track progress and process your honorariums. Participant must ensure that all agreements and contracts are signed. There are contracts with ICAI for program and working agreement with the mentor. It should be filed for your one-on-one meeting reference with the mentor, and a copy of the same should be sent to ICAI as well. Total of at least 24 hours of mentoring with the mentor to be completed by April 2026. And we request you to spread that 24 hours into 6 months, example, 4 hours per month or 1 hour per week, whatever the participant or the mentor is convenient for. And these will include you can take an account for meeting in person, time for chat, emails, reviews of materials, discussion, etc. that you have with your mentor. Participants are expected to work on a realistic goal or project and to demonstrate progress by growth with their mentor. Participants are expected to attend the orientation session, all professional development sessions, and schedule networking events without any excuse. Full attendance is needed to benefit from provisions of the program and other opportunities that would come to the participant after its completion. A commitment to the importance of the mentoring relationship and a willingness to treat it as a priority. A commitment to regular communication and interactions agreed upon in advance. And you take initiative to set up the meetings with mentor and be on time. Maintaining confidentiality and terms outlined in the mentorship agreement, willingness to participate in any evaluation of the mentorship program, a commitment to positivity and cooperation throughout the mentorship process. And understanding that the mentorship relationship is not a tutoring service. So your mentor is not supposed to tutor you, but guide you. However, if the participant needs support with practical work, the mentor can help with the participant find an appropriate resource. So you'll contact the NAPP coordinator if the match is not appropriate or if the participant is unable to reach the mentor or if there are any program-related questions, concerns, or feedback. Commit to being a participant for the duration of the program with the prescribed frequency. Use the program resource for participants as relevant. Value the time that mentor gives. Prepare your mentorship meetings, invest in your own success, and do the work needed to meet your goals. Be honest with your mentor about the challenges that you face. Listen to and evaluate the advice provided by your mentor, but you're not requested to, follow all the advice given. You have the liberty to accept what is essential for you. Meet the requirements for checking in and evaluation. Do not expect the mentor to do the work for you. Participants aren't expected to automatically follow all the advice given by your mentor, of course. Now, where does the program happen? So all the professional development session or the PD session and the one-on-one professional coaching with the ED, any check-in that you have with the program coordinator, all that is online. We do have the joint networking event in the beginning, and there is final celebration events that include the career connection event. Those 3 are in-person events. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Let me go back. Okay. All right, so this is a timeline of the program. We are here at the application stage. So link for the application is on our website and social media. I know some of you have already applied. When you apply, there is a link that is sent to your email. You can use that link to edit your response if you need until the last day of the application closure. You're allowed to edit your responses. Oops. Okay. And during May to August is a selection process. So the participants are selected by ICAI's jury committee. Um, and there will be interview of the shortlisted participants that happen during that period. And we will be internally pairing the selected mentees with the mentors during that period. September 2025 is the orientation, and there will be separate orientation for mentors, separate orientation for mentees, and there will be a joint networking session that will be physically happening, one in Calgary and one in Edmonton. So that is when you'll meet your mentors for the first time, or the mentees and mentors meet each other for the first time. We'll be sending invitation for orientation by the third week of August 2025. During October to April 2026 is the actual program duration when your one-on-one meetings with your mentors happen. There will be 2 catch-up meetings with the program coordinator. There will be video recording. There will be bi-weekly group PD sessions that are happening. There will be one career coaching session with your ED that will be scheduled during that period. So those are the primary things that will happen during that October to April 2026. May 2026 is when we close this program. We celebrate the mentees in the program. There will be a final event for that. And there will be also a career connection event a day before the final celebration event. Now, application and selection process. NAPP participant application commenced on Tuesday, April 1st. And the deadline to apply is Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. NAPP application is going through a Google form. All applications will be reviewed, and 30, because for NAPP 1 and 2, we received around 40 plus applications. For NAPP 3, we received 50 plus applications. So we are expecting a lot of applications. So out of the received applications, we'll be shortlisting 30 applicants, and they'll be interviewed for the final selection in Edmonton and Calgary. And out of 30, there'll be 20 intake only. Okay, that may not be equally between Edmonton and Calgary. There could be a possibility of 10 and 10. There could be a possibility of a little more in one city, depending on the amount of applications that we receive. Interviews for shortlisted applicants will be done in June 2025. So if you're selected for an interview, that would happen sometime in June, and we'll be scheduling that with you. Selected participants will be informed by the mid-August 2025 for the September to May cohort. Now, the matrix of the selection. So how would we, or not we, but the jury grade you is depending on these metrics. So your experience and artistic merit would gain you up to 10 points. And we would analyze if the applicant demonstrates a need for this program, that would weigh a 20 point. Your understanding about the program, like how well you understand and analyze how you fit in, that would score you up to 10 points. And overall quality of the application will have 10 points. Okay, this is the metrics the jury would be using. Now, just rewinding and recapping on all the features that NAPP includes. So the core NAPP program has one-on-one mentoring, total of 24 hours, approximately 4 hours with mentor per month. There'll be group meetings to foster unity and build the participants or mentees' networking skills, community, and engagement and relationships. Also, an opportunity to learn from other mentors or participants or guest speakers and ask relevant questions. And it is an opportunity to explain the expectations of the project. There will be one career coaching session with ICAI's executive director, one-on-one with ICAI's ED to understand you and fix opportunities for you as they come. That is the purpose of that career coaching. One-on-one catch up with NAPP programs coordinator, that is to check your progress and address any concerns. Now, the project that we're talking about, each mentoring group, that is mentee-mentor, will work on a project or realistic goals that can be fulfilled in 6 months period that can take you to the next level. Final event, a career connection event followed by a celebration event would be happening in May. And honorarium, there will be $1,000 at the end of the program to support your project, given as honorarium. Now, these are the dates for the PD sessions and events that are happening. So all the PD sessions from October to April are happening on the first and the third Thursdays of the month, 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., with an exception in January. In January, since we have 5 Thursdays, we are using second and the fourth Thursday to accommodate the first Thursday, which is falling in the New Year's week. So ideally, all PD sessions are on Thursdays. Video recording for mentee portfolio will be scheduled in March or April 2026. Now, these are the confirmed dates. So I want you to have a nice look at these dates and days when the mentee orientation is happening, when the networking events are happening, when the PD sessions are happening, when the check-in event is happening. And the rundown event, career connection events in each cities, final celebration in each cities. The ones written in person are in pink here are the in-person events. There are 3 in-person events in each city. So if you're in Calgary, you're expected to attend only Calgary events. But if you want to join Edmonton event, that's totally on you. But we don't push you for that. Vice versa, if you're in Edmonton, only expected to be physically at the or in person at the Edmonton events only. But the PD sessions will be online and we'll be sending the links. We are also sharing the dates so that if you have a second or if you have a job that you are in and so you can be aware of the times that the sessions are happening and so that you can reschedule your work based on that. We did not want to hear excuses that we have work and I cannot be on the session. That is not what is expected. So we want a guarantee that you would be attending all of the sessions without any excuse. We are sharing time and date well in advance so that you can make accommodations for your work and other needs. Of course, emergencies happen, but that is different. Rewinding, application opened on April 1st and will close on April 30th. Application link is shared on our website. If there is any questions that you want to ask later and you did not find it on the video or anywhere on the website, any unanswered questions, reach out to me on programs@icaionline.org. And what we want to see in the application is about you. What have you learned? What do you want to learn? And what do you want to do? What is your artistic practice? And we request you to fill all the answers, that is, fill all the answers for all the questions that we have asked. And when you share the links of your resume and artwork, like your website or anything that you have shared from the drive or online or from YouTube, whatever you've shared about your artwork, make sure the link is visible for everyone, or especially when you're sharing from the drive. Give the access so that anybody with that link can view it, because you do not know who the jury is. Like if they cannot access the links, they won't be able to jury your application. Just going into the Menti application here so that you get an idea of what the application looks like. And I also wanted to take you to this website. Can everybody see this ICAI screen here? Can I get a thumbs up or any? Can you see this page? Okay, great. All right. So this was the detail. This has all the details about the application, core NAPP offerings, what eligibility, um, application process, information session, like where this information session is here. Instead, you'll find our recording here so that if you want to go back to the recording, you can find it here. And take a look at this PDF file here. You can download this PDF file. It has a lot of information. It has the dates and everything that if you want to make a note of it and save it for your reference, you can download it from here. Now, going into the application. So this is the application. I have listed we have listed the eligibility requirements here. Now we want you to answer all the questions. I just wanted to go through each question so that you understand what we expect. Your email, of course, to contact you and to send you the details. We also ask for your phone number at a later stage so that in case if you're not responding, at least we have a way to connect with you. We ask the city that you're living in so we know like which cohort that you're applying for, whether in Calgary or Edmonton. Your full name, your preferred name. So some have like stage name that they want or artistic name that they like to be called with. That's why we ask the preferred name. Your full name, your legal name has to go on there for the certificate purpose and for your payment purpose. Your pronouns, we recommend that you answer this so that we can address you correctly during maybe the interviews or when we connect with you later or during the program itself. Your phone number that I requested. Oops, why would I select this? Okay, what is your artistic practice? If you're a visual arts person, like if you do painting, sculpturing, things like that. If you're a performing artist, dancer, choreographer, theater person, film, literary artist, like writer or a journalist, multidisciplinary, you do multiple things. So check on everything, like it's not necessary that you have to stick to one. If you are multi-talented and your artistic discipline is multidisciplinary as well, check all that applies. Your date of arrival, so that to check the eligibility into the program, this is required by the funder. Your citizenship status, that is also a requirement for us to understand like who are the people that need the program the most. So it doesn't, since this program is newcomer immigrant program, it does not mean that you cannot be a citizen. Since the timeline is less than 7 years, you can still be a citizen. Have you ever applied for NAPP previously? That is for us to know like how much you've grown during the period, because we have the applications from the previous years as well. So that will help us to consider you and see like how much of progress if you really need this program at this point of time. How did you hear about NAPP? This is for our internal purpose, first for our understanding of where you got the information about NAPP. What country you're originally from. This is for the diversity in the program. This is the country where you have either lived the most or the country of your birth. Are you currently employed here in Canada? You can do yes or no. Even if you're working part-time, please answer yes. In Canada, have you participated in any artistic program, project, or event, exhibitions, performance, mentorship program? If yes, please tell us about it. This is for us to know, like, what are the attempts that you have taken to be in the arts world here, and what are the impacts if you really need this program to grow ahead? Are you already there? If you are doing very well, or what are your achievements so far here for us to understand how passionate you are, how you're doing here, what are the steps that you have already taken. What has been your major challenge as the newcomer? Okay, I'll remove this question because it's repeated. So basically you can answer, or you can check on the right. If there is other, you can put other. So this is for us to understand, like, we are focusing a lot of challenges that we have heard from previous participants and previous applicants. Based on that, this is basically for survey purpose. So we know, like, what are the challenges that and how we can better the program for each group. What does mentorship mean to you? That is your honest response that we need for what you think about mentor. What are you expecting for a mentorship program? Describe your ideal mentor. Like, who should be an ideal mentor for you? What is your expectation of a mentor? Do you have a mentor in mind? Of course, like, this is if yes, please can you provide their name? Of course, there is no guarantee that we can get, but whoever has named it, we have got that person. But we would suggest, like, if you know a person in person and you want them to be a mentor, that may not be a good choice because you already know them. You can anyway network with them. But if you do not have connection with that mentor, but you have heard the name, you want them to be your mentor, we can try and get that mentor for you. Again, we will of course analyze your goals and match that with your mentor. We will try our best to get that mentor, but if you already have connection with them, we would think that is waste of opportunity because the network is you're anyway building network with that person. They could be a mentor outside of the program, and we want to get you new network opportunity through the mentor. Please describe your artistic practice or journey. Please give us enough details to work with to find the right mentor for you. Your artistic journey, whatever it is, please describe. Please describe your short-term career goals, what your goals are, like in 6 months or like in a year. Your long-term goals, like in 5 years, what do you want to be? Since your arrival in Canada, have you received any form of funding to support your arts project? Like, have you got any grants or funding? Yes or no? What impact do you think this program will have on you and your career overall? Like, why do you want this program for? That is what we are expecting here. And please share link to your resume or the CV here. You can either share it from the drive or anywhere, but make sure you are giving the permission to anyone with the link to view your resume here. Other links of your artwork or projects, you can paste, of course, more than one link. Put a comma, space, and then the next link. You can put as many links if you want. Now read this carefully. We have listed all the dates that I mentioned previously, and we want you to select what you cannot make so that, if we can see that if that's okay or not okay for us to know. Any other links and details that you want us to know, and then that you verify that everything submitted is true to your knowledge. And please ensure that you become ICAI member, because this program is only for ICAI members. So if you don't become an ICAI member, automatically your application will not be considered. And ICAI membership is absolutely free, so there's no harm. And you can, of course, submit. When you submit, you get a link to your email. You can edit that response anytime before the close of the application. If you think that, oh, I should have added more information, you can always go back, add more information. So save that email response when it comes. Okay? All right. Now, just answering general questions. What are the eligibility and requirements? Already mentioned, 18 plus, not a student, must have lived in Canada for less than 7 years, and should have some kind of history in arts from the home country or from the past. Do I pay to participate in NAPP? No, you don't have to pay anything to be part of the NAPP or to apply. How do I share my past work? Of course, through the links. It could be your website, or if you do not have a website or a YouTube channel, or maybe you put something in Instagram, you can share the links of that. If none of these are available, create a space in your Drive, Google Drive, or Dropbox, whatever it is, put all your work in there, share that link. How do I upload my work to Google Drive? Of course, if you do not know, please reach out to me. How many participants will be in the NAPP cohort? Like I said, there will be 20 mentees accepted into the program, split between Calgary and Edmonton, and it may not be equally divided. Will everyone have different mentors? Of course, everybody has different mentors. That's what we want. When will the group and one-on-one sessions be? All the dates are shared. You can go to the PDF that I shared initially from the ICAI website. You can download the PDF, and you can save all the dates. Oops. Whom do I contact for more questions or clarification? If you don't find any answers from the website or from today's session, please reach out to me. My email is programs@icaionline.org. Is there any particular education needed? No, no specific arts degree or anything needed, except for your passion in arts and your history in art, shows that you have done something in the arts world and you want to continue that. Excuse me. Is there an age criteria? Yes, there's a lower cutoff limit of 18. There's no upper cutoff. So only 18 plus. I have left my artistic practice and now returning to it. Can I still apply? Of course, you can apply. Can a collective apply for NAPP? No, NAPP is for individual mentees, so you can apply only as an individual. Will I have all the dates in advance for the PD sessions? Yes, of course. And if you're selected to be a participant, we will share that on your calendar as well. And you'll have the PDF with all the dates printed as well. What if I can't make one PD session due to my work commitment? That is not accepted, because that's why we share all the dates in advance, so dates and times, so you can accommodate or make chances or swap your shifts or request your manager permission, whatever you want to do. Of course, we can give you a support letter if your manager is adamant. This program is also a paid program, and it's a government funded program. So we can give you a support letter to mention that you have to be in this program during this time and to excuse you from work during that period. We can do that if it is absolutely necessary. Yeah, I'm working full-time or part-time. Can I still apply? Of course, if you can commit to the times that are shared. What are the possible paid opportunity for exhibition performances and job opportunities after NAPP? If you're all the all the artists that all the mentees that have worked with us in the past, they've at least got one opportunity soon after the NAPP. And we are also trying to get them at least one more opportunities before they can apply. I'm working on a project. Can I use that as my project or presentation for NAPP? If you've already completed it, you cannot. And by a project in NAPP, we don't necessarily ask you to come up with whole production or like a whole theater show, or maybe like complete set of um, like 10 commissioned artwork. No, that's not what we expect. Whatever is in your capacity, what you think is realistic during that 6 months, and what your primary goals are, based on that, your mentor will help you create the project. It could be, creating a pitch deck if you're a communication person. It could be meeting or like finding resources, certain number of resources. It could be getting to project grants, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, depending. Your project could be based on that. It's not necessarily to be fully completed by end of the program. It could be like completed in 2 years, but are you working on something? Is that what we ask? Yeah, those are the details. I know I took the entire 1 hour. I'm still here. If you have questions, I'm going through. Let me just stop the screen share so that I can fully view. Of course, if anybody of you want to leave, this will still be recorded. I will be posting that, so you can still use that. But let me go back to this chat and see if there are any questions. Hello, I was referred by Gateway and I got a message to fill out a form. Do I need to apply again on the website link? Okay, so if you, Joseph, if you fill the form for the NAPP application specifically, you don't need to fill, but you make sure that you are ICAI member so that, that fulfills the eligibility criteria. So make sure the link that you got from Gateway is for the membership or for the NAPP application. Make sure both of these are done. I do not know what link you got from Gateway. So we share most of our programming details with Gateway. So make sure what you got from Gateway is the right links. So if you're in confusion, you can, of course, double check or reapply. We don't mind that. I have a question for Arit. Can we know the mentors in advance? No, the mentors are paired. You will get to know the mentor during the networking event, the first networking event. We will be pairing the mentor based on your goals. And so far, we had no complaints except one of the mentor had to be replaced because their availability and things did not match, but we had to replace them with a new mentor. So far in the 3 cohorts that we have completed. The event, the cohorts of the matchings have been amazing, and everybody have really loved the pairs, and got sometimes like in the beginning you might feel that this is a weird pair. For example, we have had a performing artist paired with an arts manager who is not into performance. I mean, who is not a performer themselves, but that was intentional because the mentee's goal was to, create production and how to market it, how to sell their shows. So that is something an arts manager can help with rather than an artist themselves, right? So depending on what the mentee's goals are, we kind of pair them together to achieve the goals. So you will not know the mentors in advance unless you are recommending somebody and we are getting them. Excuse me. You will not know the mentors. Is the mentor will be the same person for the whole program? Of course, for the entire 6 months duration, you're stuck with that mentor in a good way. And that is And you won't believe, like most of the mentees that have had mentors, they have become more like friends and family today. They do a lot of things. Some of them work together as well. So, of course, yeah. So they are your mentor throughout the program. It does not mean that you cannot talk to the other mentors. You can still network with them. You can get to meet with other mentors through the mentor himself or herself. So there are ways that you can meet other mentors as well. Can the applicant be a part-time academic program? So again, that is a little tricky question. So if you're having a work and you're not on a student permit and you can still make time and you're not a full-time student, that would be considered. But again, your availability is also a question. As long as you're not a full-time student in any of the institutions and you're not on a study permit, that is still acceptable. Hope that answers Arid your questions. Then, can the portfolio link be a page on social media platforms? Of course, like the links or artwork or your work that you want to share, that could be your Insta page or anywhere that you have expressed yourself as an artist could be a proof of it. Um, I have a private message from Carmen. I can definitely answer that in private, of course. But in general, I can say something about eligibility because somebody asked about the part-time academic. There might be, plans change, right? If you have new plans, of course, that don't stop it from applying. When the time comes, you can let us know, like if things have changed for you. So if you do not know what tomorrow's up to, right? So we have had in the second cohort, like we had given a wonderful opportunity into the program for one of the participant or applicant, but they had to fly abroad to pursue, other dreams, and that opened an opportunity for somebody else. So don't hesitate. You still apply. Things will change. We can talk about it later. How do I become ICAI member? Of course, you can go to I can put a link. Just give me a moment. Oops. Okay. ICAI minus. Okay, to become ICAI member, there's also the link on the application, but if you want to become ICAI member, you can go to this link, and the first heading there would say become an ICAI member, and there's an underline to that. That is the link. For many, I know that could be a little confusing, but that's how you can click and become an ICAI member. Um, do we get a confirmation email? I'm not sure if you get a confirmation email, but when you become a member, when you complete that form, there will be a pop-up that would come up. We received your submission or something similar. Hope that answers Enrique. Can I have two mentors? No, in this program, you can get only one mentor, but you can leverage from other mentors as well in the program. There are also mentors in residence program that's available anytime. Even if you're a part of NAPP or no, you can still get access into the mentors in residence program. That way you can have more than one mentor, but that mentorship is not like long lasting, you can go to any mentor of your choice from mentors in residence programs that we have and go to them to ask any questions that is their expertise. They'll be able to answer that for you. You'll get 1 hour of meeting with the mentors in residence. That way you'll have multiple mentors. And of course, you can leverage from other mentors in the program as well through your fellow mentees. Okay, those are the questions I have. Are there any questions that anybody wants to ask on Mike? Is everything clear? Are we all good? Perfect. I'm so sorry I took additional 10 minutes, no, 11 minutes to be exact, over the time. So sorry that has to be had to be more detailed, and I wanted to make sure that I cover everything. Of course, if there are more questions that haven't been answered or you did not get a chance to ask, please feel free to reach me on my email. I can leave my email once again here. Programs. Yeah. Okay, that's my email. Feel free to reach out to me and all the best for your applications. We look forward to see you. Bye, everyone. You have a good rest of your evening. Bye.